Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Entrepreneurship Edge, the podcast where we break down the world of business, leadership, and success in a way that makes sense for us, high schoolers who are starting to explore these big ideas. I'm your host, Randy, and today I'm going to share some of the most eye-opening lessons that I learned from my conversation with an incredible entrepreneur, Mr. Ricki Oberoi. Alright, so let me take a moment and let me tell you about Mr. Ricki Oberoi. This guy is a powerhouse, let me tell you that. He owns and manages 46 Wendy's restaurants and knows exactly what it takes to run large-scale operations while still thinking like an entrepreneur. He's got deep experience in strategic leadership, investments, and navigating the ups and downs of business. But what really stood out to me is how he thinks. He's not just about running a business, he's about creating value, solving problems, and finding opportunities where others see it become an obstacle. His mindset is something we can all learn from and adopt, and no matter the field that we go into. If you've ever wondered what it takes to build something great, take risks, or even just think about success, this episode is 100% for you. So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and let's dive in. So, Mr. Oberoi is a businessman who's seen it all. He's built companies, faced challenges, and come out stronger every single time. Talking to him was like getting a sneak peek into the mindset of someone who doesn't just dream about success, but makes it happen. Like, he goes out there and he takes initiative. So let's first talk about the power of taking risks. One of the first things that we talked about was risk taking. A lot of us, including myself, have been taught to play it safe. Get good grades, follow the rules, don't mess up. But Mr. Oberoi flipped that on its head. He told me that calculated risks are extremely necessary for growth. Whether it's just starting a business, investing, or even just stepping out of your comfort zone, risk is what leads to the real opportunities. Think about it, right? How many times have you hesitated to raise your hand in class or try out for something new to you because you were afraid of failing? Well, entrepreneurs don't have that luxury. They fail, they learn, and they get back up and they bounce right back. One of the great examples he gave me was how some of the biggest businesses started today was from very small risks. Companies like Apple, Amazon, and Tesla were all started by people who took massive risks. Steve Jobs took a risk by dropping out of college. Jeff Bezos left a stable job to sell books online. And look at where they are now. Steve Jobs created Apple, which we have phones and everything that we use every single day. Jeff Bezos, he started selling online books and now he sells so many products on Amazon. If you're not willing to take risks, you're limiting your own potential. So next time you feel hesitant about stepping out of your comfort zone, ask yourself, what's the worst that could really happen? And is that really worse than never trying at all? One thing that I've listened to that I've really stuck with me is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you have some opportunity and you don't take it, it's 100% going to be a miss. But what if you do take it? Then now there's a 50-50 chance that you do make the shot or you don't make the shot. So the next thing that we talk about was learning from failure. Speaking of failure, another key takeaway was that failure isn't the end, it's feedback. Mr. Oberoi shared how some of his biggest failures taught him the most valuable lessons. He said that every time something didn't go his way, he used it as a stepping stone instead of a roadblock. That really stuck with me. I mean, I'm in school. Failing a test feels like the worst thing ever. But in business, failure is literally just a part of the process. It's how you refine your strategy to improve. It's how you take that failure and try to turn it into motivation, or it's how you take that failure and actually try to learn off of it. He told me about a time where he launched a product that completely flopped. It didn't sell and he lost a lot of money. Instead of giving up, he analyzed what went wrong. Was it the pricing, the marketing, the product itself? After figuring it out, he improved and eventually created something that succeeded. That's where he sees the key. Fall, learn, adjust, and then try again. One exercise I think we can all try is keeping a failure journal. Every time every time something doesn't work out, whether it's a test, a personal goal, a project, a business, whatever it is, write down what went wrong and what you learned from it. Over time, you'll see how failure is actually going to guide you towards success, and you'll see that you use this success or you use the failure to build your own success. So another lesson I wanted to talk about another lesson that we talked about was the importance of people. Another thing that really surprised me was how much success isn't just about ideas, it's about people. Mr. Oberoi emphasized the importance of building relationships, networking, and surrounding yourself with the right team. Not even just like the right team, even in life, you should always surround yourself with the right people. Like if you're hanging out with a bunch of people who are like degenerates, who don't really like care about their future, who just care about the fun that they have now, they just have no path, then that's how you're going to end up. That's the mindset you're going to develop by spending more time with them. But if you hang out with people who have fun, but also care about their future, care about what they're doing in school, actually like think about, what they're going to do, stuff like that, then you're also going to develop that mindset. You're going to develop the mindset of while you're still having fun, but you're also, learning about new things. You're still focused on your end goal, your future, stuff like that. So we can actually think about a couple of things. So actually this hit me because as teenagers, we're always told to focus on ourselves, our own grades, our own achievements, our own future. But in reality, the people we connect with, learn from, and grow with play a huge role with where we end up. Just like I said, like the mindset, it's the mindset that you're going to gain from having all these people around you that's what's really going to take you there. So let's think about like our favorite YouTubers or influencers or even athletes. Behind them, there's a team, mentors, managers, coaches, people who help them succeed. And just like that, business is no different. One tip Mr. Oberoi gave me was to always be open with meeting with new people and asking questions. For example, I see a lot of people even now where they're scared to go interact with new people, right? First day of school, I see everyone in the class is very like awkward with each other, shy, unless it's like your friend or someone that you knew before. You don't really interact with new people. But not even just in school, but even in the real world, you should always be open to meeting new people. Not just for like the benefits that they may give you, but just to have that kind of relationship with a new person. And also ask them questions. You never know what answers they could have. You may have had a question that's been lingering in your mind for years and years, and they may have the answer. You never know unless you actually start meeting them and talking to them. Mr. Oberoi told me about a time when he met a really successful entrepreneur just by striking up a conversation at an event. That one conversation led to a business opportunity. You never know who might help you in the future, so start building those relationships now. Especially in high school and college, you never know what could happen. Another thing we talked about was mindset shift. I honestly think this is a huge thing, especially in our like generation, is mindset, because like it's one of the biggest game changers ever. Like you may have the worst mindset but like great goals, and you may have the potential to do it, but because of your mindset you won't go out there and you won't push yourself to go do it. But if you have a good mindset and you have an end goal, then you'll actually get there. One of the biggest game changers from our conversation was the mindset shift from thinking like an employee to thinking like an entrepreneur. Instead of asking what job can I get, entrepreneurs ask what problems can I solve. That's the thing that kind of separates people, is that whenever you start thinking about problems and start thinking about your solutions and how you can implement that solution, that's how entrepreneurs think. This made me think, how often do we limit ourselves to what already exists? What if instead we started looking for ways to create, innovate, and make an impact? Even as high schoolers, we can start thinking differently. Whether it's starting a side hustle, learning a new skill, or just staying curious, we can all build an entrepreneurial mindset right at this moment. Mr. Oberoi also gave me a really good example of a 16-year-old who started a business reselling sneakers. This teenager realized that there was a demand for limited edition shoes and started flipping them for profit. It wasn't about working a job, it was about seeing an opportunity and acting on it. He saw a problem where a lot of people were like limited edition sneakers were high in demand, And he went out there and he created a solution. He started finding these limited edition sneakers and he started flipping them. Not only did it help out the people who were looking for these sneakers, but it helped him out by making some money. So the next time you think about your future, ask yourself, what problems can I really solve? That's the mindset that really sets you apart from the rest. So, what's the big takeaway from my interview with Mr. Oberoi? It's this. Entrepreneurship isn't just about business. It's about how you approach life. It's about taking risks, learning from failures, valuing relationships, and shifting your mindset. And guess what? You don't have to wait until you're an adult to start applying these lessons. You can do them now. By learning from your failures, if you fail like a test or quiz or an assignment, then you can learn from it by looking back and be like, okay, well, damn, this is a topic that I need to work on. Let me go home and let me work on this. Or, valuing relationships, you can really see, okay, well, these are like the type of people that I hang out in school. Are these really the people who I want to surround myself with? Or are these people that I should have like on the side only for fun, right? Or just completely cut them off and find a find new people to surround yourself with. And shifting your mindset, you can easily do this by just thinking about, so say for example, you failed your quiz or test, right? Instead of having the mindset like, wow, like I failed, oh my god, I suck at this, like then I'll get it on the next test, hopefully, like stuff like this, then you're not gonna do well. Like it's gonna be very like iffy. But if you have a mindset that's like, okay, well, I failed the test, that's not good, but I can use this, I can take these topics, I can go home, I can grind it out, and then by next test, I'll be good to go. I'll get A's on it. Right, like that, you can just implement all these things in everyday life. If you're listening to this and thinking like, okay, I want to start something, but I don't know how, then my advice is just start. You may not know where and you may not know when, but just start. It always helps so much. Instead of putting stuff off, starting is what really gets you going. And take that from me. There's so many things that I've just had sitting in my sitting in my brain, but I haven't acted on them. And when I finally did, it really started to get going. Whether it's a small project, a club at school, or even just reaching out to someone that you admire, the first step is always the hardest, but once you take it, the rest just start falling into place. And you are gonna face failure whenever you're along this journey, you're along these first couple of steps, or even later on steps, you're gonna face failure. But that's what I'm talking about. You have to bounce back from this failure. One final challenge that I have for you is find one thing this week that scares you a little bit and just go out there and do it. Whether it's speaking up in class, starting a new hobby, or even reaching out to a mentor, take that first step. It really gets you going. Trust me. That's it for today's episode of the Entrepreneurship Edge. I really hope you enjoyed this, and make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share with a friend who you think may need this. And if you have any questions, topics, or anything that you would like me to cover, please hit me up. I have all my contacts in the link below, my email, my Instagram, things like that. I'd love to hear what you want to say. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Even if it's just feedback, I'd love to hear it. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, the edge you need to succeed is already inside you. I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.